Okay, good morning everybody. It's Moment at Moment's Art, and today's class start a little bit late. I had some issues with the streaming, some technical problems, but anyway, the class for today, as you can see on the right side, let me enlarge that. Basically, I promised to do some acrylic, but I didn't get a chance to set it up. So anyway, this is the we're gonna do a simple, very simple seascape with the seagulls flying uh, above the water at the shoreline. So it requires a little bit attention of sketching also. The for I would consider this is for the intermediate type of users, and so this requires a little bit like a drawing, how to draw the seagulls. If you don't want to draw seagulls, you can keep it simple. You can just keep it very just the boulders and the water. I will show you, and uh, I will be going through with some of these. Let me just put this image larger on the screen so everybody can see it. Let's go enlarge it. Okay, here. Okay, so this is the image basically I will be painting today, and I will go through with the basic stuff like you know how to mix colors, how to get the uh, everything, like how washes. Basically, the washes are the most important in watercolor. So washes are the most important, and we have to talk about the washes today a little bit in the initial in the beginning of the class, and then I will go through with the other stuff, simple uh, other stuff which you need to you have to know about if you are doing a watercolor painting. So let's start with this small stuff first, the washes and all that. Then I will continue with the demo of this painting, of my own painting. Let me just take out this painting from the screen, and right here, gone. Okay, so first thing first, what we are dealing today is mostly it's for the when you do. I will actually, I'm gonna uh, put a video also, a separate video. So let me just go dissect my paper a little bit so you guys can see. Like always, I mentioned this is a test area, right? This is a test area, and that is your painting. So let me sketch the painting quickly. We don't need to wait, and let's put these boulders here and there. Just one in the foreground, water, and the horizon line. So you can keep it in the middle of the canvas. It's no problem. It's kind of a little boring in the middle of the canvas, but it's fine. And then a little bit line here for the horizon line, and these are the boulders. And then I will draw the seagulls. You can draw now if you want. You can draw here, one here, there. You know, if you want, you can draw it right now, or you can draw it later. It's not, you can use the white color, the opaque color. We can use this. We can draw later, but fine. It's and the one sitting on the shoreline, right? Some are sitting on the shoreline here, there, there. So the idea is watercolor. These classes are so I pick up a simple, very simple and not very complicated subject, right? Like the seascape. Seascape will give you a chance to how to render, how to mix colors, how to do a graded wash, how to do a very graded wash, and hard edges, soft edges. So any painting you do, you make sure that you are learning also, right? And not just painting, right? So you have to learn uh, along the process. Like say, I'm I put these seagulls, right? So you need to draw for somewhere, right? Like you go on the paper. If you have a problem issue with drawing something like this, then you practice separately, right? Like go put another one here with the wing down, flying, or maybe sitting on the shoreline. Let them. So this you need to work on this type of stuff, right? So and then you practice the washes and all that, right? Let me grab my other brush, a soft gold brush. The paper I'm using again is a Fabriano cold press, 120 pound 120 pound, and it's a rough surface cold press, 100% cotton. 100% cotton, that's the only way to go if you wanna make it work, uh, get better. Then you need to use 100% cotton. That's the only paper I would. These 120 pound, 90 pound, 200 pound, depend how big is the painting are you working, right? But 100% cotton, a little bit rough surface, that's what you need for at this time, right? And then you can go hot press, 100% cotton, whatever you like. If you're doing a very fine work, you can select those papers. But for at this stage, I would strongly recommend you need to use 100% cotton paper with a rough surface. So if you use this, then you'll see your work will be changed very quickly. Otherwise, if you use the synthetic paper, non-cotton paper, then it will be a kind of a little bit a struggle for you to. You don't see the whatever the quality of the watercolor you try to paint. You won't see it. Anyway, let's get the washes. Let me clean my palette. I had this from the previous class, and let's wash it. I can use it, not a problem. Let's get some paper towel, which is the best, very important tool you have to have. I keep it in my hand all the time. If you want to keep it on the side, that's fine. Hand is keep it. It's very handy. You can just dry your brush. You can put some more water in your brush, so it's a handy, right? Keeping it in your hand. Let me grab another mob brush I have here. I have the squirrel brush. Let's use this. This is the made by Rosemary and Co. number 4, and it's a pure squirrel mob brush. So I'm going to use this today. So just because the paper is a little bit bigger, so I will be using this. Now let's talk about a little bit about the washes, right? So I would put one square, second square here, and the third square. These are the 3 washes. Remember, you need to practice. You have to practice, otherwise you will have a problem all the time. You'll have challenges all the time in the watercolor. If you are working on the watercolor and you like to work only in the watercolor, then you must know how to what is these washes are. So I pick up some ultramarine blue made by Daniel Smith, and I will do a flat wash, right? Just water, more water in your brush, less pigment, and it will spread the color evenly on the paper. So this is basically I'm taking, see that I'm taking more pigment, little bit water, and I'm keep spreading this color on the paper. I didn't even wet this paper. You can wet it if you want. You can put some water, and then it will spread very evenly. But I'm taking a little bit water in my brush, so it automatically soaking the paper and then spreading the pigment very evenly. So this is the flat wash basically. This is the straight, very easy to render, and I'm gonna use this same techniques in the painting also. So this is done, right? Now I will do a graded wash, right? So I will get some a nice loaded brush with the French ultramarine and very less water. So what I will do, I will put a lot of pigment on the top with my loaded brush, right? And I will put some more. Let's put some more, make it, because we were gonna use the same amount of pigment all the way down. So I will make sure that I would put enough pigment so I can drag it down all the way down, and I will create a nice graded wash or gradient, you can say. Same rule apply in drawing and sketching also, which I explained earlier in my class. You can watch those videos. Now I'm going to clean my brush. Make sure your brush is clean, and then now I will basically you changing the consistency of the color, and then I will push that pigment down. Clean your brush, make sure the brush is clean, and then you do a little bit more watery type of wash, and then you go at the edge. That's it. This is basically a graded wash, right? Dark, and it comes down and it disappears. So in the sketching, drawing and sketching is called gradient, right? You go with the dark. Let me do it here a little bit dark. Oops. So dark, and then you lift the pencil pressure up from the paper and it will go. There you go. This is the basically same thing here. This is a gradient wash, called, some people call graded wash, and because it's dark and it will become light. So this is what we're gonna apply in the sky, or you're gonna apply this also, not a problem. So this is what the drawing and sketching part, and this is in the color, same thing. Okay, just keep in mind. So I will just going, because this is more important, right? This is more important. Before you go here, you should know this, the dark value, the light value. Basically here, same thing, dark value and the light value. Okay, let's go move on. And the next wash would be, I'll take some French ultramarine, put it here on the top. This is a very graded wash. So you basically you're mixing two, three colors and blending. It's a blending. It's a fancy name. It's called very graded, but it's basically you are blending colors on the paper, wet into wet. So here I put a cadmium red and I let it mix with the my French ultramarine. So here, and then I will pick up some cadmium yellow, nice cadmium yellow, and I'm going to put a cadmium yellow, let it mix with the cadmium red, and what happened, it create a nice orange color, right? But because I use the French ultramarine, it tend to not turn into green, because even though I put a blue color here, and I mean cadmium red, but it sorry, it comes. Sorry, I'm just going a little bit. See that purple here, because it blends with the blue, cadmium red become purple, and then the cadmium yellow, it turned into orange. This is how this is the very graded wash, like one wash mingling with the other one, and you can keep it lighter by just pushing this cadmium yellow here, out of the canvas. You can do that also, or you can go back a little bit more smudging, like let it mix properly. You can do that, but you don't want to do too much, otherwise you can ruin your painting. Yeah, so here let's mix more. Let's put some more cadmium red here. Let it bleed, and here. So this is how you work with this is 3 washes flat wash. See that how evenly distributed the color on the paper, because I spread the color all the way down, and here is a graded wash, so dark, and it turned into a very light wash. And this is the very graded wash, so I use one color, then I put a cadmium red, and then I use the uh, the cadmium yellow to turn it becomes orange here at the border, and it become purple here at the border. That's how these pigment turn into a secondary color, right? These are all blue, red, cadmium yellow. These are all primary colors, right? So when you let it mix these two colors, they become a secondary color, and it shows the graded wash also. Okay, so this is the very basic of the watercolor. You should, everybody, before he goes here, there's two things. Make sure, let me grab my pencil. Make sure you know how to draw. Basic drawing, you don't need to be a very, like a advanced level. You need to, actually, you have to know this, what is dark value, what is light value, and how you sketch certain things, right? Like, let's say if I want to draw a seagull or something, so just remember, everything has a shape, right? So you just make a mark, right? And then you cut it out a little bit, give more shape to the this bird, like, and the wings going up and the tail. This is all you need basically. You need to visualize what type of shape that subject are you trying to paint. First, you need to understand, then you put down on the paper, right, the shape, and then you break it down in a smaller shapes, like a smaller details, or I would call a smaller detail. So that's how you sketch, and then you work on the light, right? So if the light is coming from here, the belly will be dark. That's how you create the volume and depth in your painting. And then you do a little bit more dark shadow, more dark here. The wing is casting shadow, a little bit wing casting shadow. These are already, if something black, it will be black. So it's not something that you can avoid, because if the wings are dark, it's dark, right? It's nothing to do with the light. So, and that's it. And the casting shadow, if the light is coming from here, the cast shadow will be up here like that, a little bit longer. So this is what you need to do before you get here. The washes, how to mix colors, right? Like you have a red, cadmium red, you put a cadmium red here, right? And then you grab some Prussian blue, and then you mix it up, you get a nice purple color, right? Then you go with the cadmium yellow, you put in a Prussian blue, it becomes beautiful green color, because the Prussian blue is already a little bit green in it. So when you push a cadmium yellow in a Prussian blue, it turns into a beautiful green color. So what happened? These are the things some people, they don't know what. Even though the cool color, the blue color and the the red color has more extension, they can be a warm blue or the cool blue. They can be a warm blue or the cold blue. So these are the stuff that you should know, at least how to mix color. Like you put a Prussian blue, you put a cadmium yellow, and you get a beautiful green color, right? I put a cadmium red, and then I put a Prussian blue on the edge, and it turns into a beautiful purple color. So this is that you should know, otherwise you will have challenge in your painting process. So here, let's get this done properly. So this is done, right? And then if I put a cadmium red here again, and it turned into a nice orange color. So this, you have to practice this. You have to keep practicing, and practice on the washes. And the other thing I want to add before I go to the painting quickly, so you draw a shape, right? A circle or something. Need to practice this. Like I did here, the flat wash, you go, let's grab some cadmium orange and practice this. Keep it, your wash, within this boundaries, right? You don't want to go outside. And leave some white of the paper. Don't paint all over, leave some white of the paper. Create some highlight, although you can do the highlight later by the white color, but this is basically the practice. You need to do practice like this, and then you grab some. If you let this paint dry, okay, you can I can grab some French ultramarine and I can just start putting it here, change the consistency of the orange color, make it more darker. I can wait until it dry, then I can put a little bit purple color or some a little bit French ultramarine to create some more depth into my the that shape I created, right? And then you go put some more ultra. If you need more contrast, you can go put some more ultramarine blue, and it will create more dark type of. It bring. If you want more contrast, you can put some more cadmium orange. Let it mingle uh, with this blue color, and it will become a very very like sharp type of uh, sphere or ball or something, whatever you call, and it create a nice contrast. And then lastly, you go mix with the cadmium red, and you do the cast shadow. That you need to practice before, because if you don't know these things, then you will have some challenge in the painting process. So just pay a little bit attention, practice, although it looked like kind of a little bit boring, but trust me, it helps you so much. And then if you want more contrast, you can go do some negative painting. That's called a background. When you do a background, it will uh, that what they call the negative painting, and I would assume it's sitting on a surface somewhere. So I will go put some dark value here, dark color here, which is the French ultramarine. I can mix with the cadmium red, get a nice purple color instead of going with the French ultramarine. Try to mix colors. Try not to just go straight from the tube. I always recommend at least mix two colors so it becomes a nice mature color, right? Instead of applying, uh, unless otherwise you really want it, that's fine. Sometimes I do like a small stuff like a flags or something on the board. Then I use straight because I need a very sharp color. So that is the time you can do. So keep this. See that I'm working very fine work. Try to keep the sphere. Not. I'm not. I don't want to put that dark color in there. This is what you need to do. You have to practice this type of work. So you be prepared for the future paintings. And see the seagulls, I'm not painting on these seagulls also, right? I'm keeping this uh, open also, just for my practice, just for my practice. And then you can do a graded wash. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, graded wash. Just put a little bit water and make edges softer. You go put a little bit more water, and then let's get this wash out. Right, you make a clean your brush, right? Clean your brush, get the pigment out of the brush, and then it will become a very nice and soft wash. So this is another practice you can do, and then you go keep going all the way up. So basically you created a nice beautiful graded wash, and you create a more contrast in your painting by just keeping this, and you are preserving the white of the paper also. Same, see that one wash, it can train you for so many other reasons, but you have to. And then I can push some color from here, from the dark color, and keep it more like, you know more graded wash type of look, right here. Yeah, I'm keeping those birds also. This is fine, what you can keep them. You can just go make it if you need. If you don't want a light wash here, you can push more pigment from here, pigment from here and just push it up. So what happened? It will become a flat wash. So if you don't need to have a flat wash, then it's fine. You can have a graded wash. But let's say I decided I want the wash to be flat, so I will push all this pigment because I have the paper is still wet, right? I have a chance to make it a flat wash. So I'll push all this color from here, from the edges, let it mix into the other washes. I hope you guys see it, right? Let me just here, see the seagull here? Just no tail. Tail is gone on the seagull. Okay, so this is basically, this is what it is, right? And let's get this even because I just put some color here. That's it, done. So this is how you do a graded wash, right? Graded wash, flat wash. You can turn the graded wash, flat wash into a graded wash. You can turn, graded wash into flat. Whatever you want to do, you just practice, practice, practice. This is what make you good at here, right? Instead of just jump here, you don't know how to draw, you don't know what to do with the flat wash, the graded wash, how to mix color on the paper, very graded wash, how when you mix yellow and red, what happened when you mix a blue color, a cool blue color with the warm color like cadmium yellow, what happened, and purple. See, these are the things you should understand before you start this painting. If you don't know, then the learning process will become very slow. So just keep in mind you need to do this, okay? So let's start with the painting, our actual painting. I'm going to grab some Prussian blue, right? Prussian blue with the previous mixes. Very light wash. You don't need to do a very dark wash. Or always remember, you need to start with light. Light, you start with light and then you gradually put some dark color, right? You have to start with light first and then you do gradually dark washes, okay? Dark layers, basically one layer, then you other layer. Let's get some more Prussian blue. See that how much color I mix? So look at this. My brush is loaded with the water and a little bit pigment, right? See, it's keep coming. I keep coming, keep coming. And if I go pick the color up, it will be gone. See, that's how the brush is fully loaded right now. Now, see, it doesn't have more chance to pick up the color. But if I release all that water and the pigment from the brush, this is what basically the watercolor brushes are good for. You keep it retain more water, more pigment for the longer period of time. Now I'm gonna pick up the color, right, and see that all that paint is, it has a capacity. It cannot go more than, see that they still have a paint, so I can grab so much and that's it. It will expel the rest. It won't take it because it's loaded right now. That's what they call brush is loaded with the pigment, and you need to put so much color that it will cover the space you try to paint, right? If you take a little bit paint, I see, even though the professional artists, some are like go with the very small amount, maybe they try to save some colors or whatever, I don't know, but they go with the very little bit amount and they just go put it here, then they just go put it here. That's so, make sure that you mix so much color and then you can go here. See that I put a one wash here on the sky. I will go one more here. I push my brush, right? And I will keep going. See, there's still color coming, right? If I hit my brush hard on the paper, it will keep coming, right? So now I got more color and done. So I can go with the dry brush marks a little bit and that's it. And you go with another wash on the top of this and that's it, done. And I purposely drag my brush so I can use this dry brush mark for anything else right at the horizon line. So if you want, you can go, I'll clean my brush, right? I'll clean my brush, make sure the brush is very clean, and never put the brush like that standing, otherwise all the water goes into the handle and it will deteriorate the brush. So always either just lay down, let the water goes, or you can hang it. Hanging is a good idea because all the water will go back to the out of the brush. So now see, I have nice flat wash, which is this one right here. Same rule apply here, there. If you don't know here, you have problem here. So in beautiful flat wash, I use all the pigment because I gauge myself with the size of the paper, like how much pigment. Even I would suggest mix more. So even if you need more here, you want to make a graded wash or something, you can put more pigment and then you make it as a graded wash. Okay. So let's do now the skies are done. I always I painted on the birds also, but that's fine. I can use the white paint, and because I was showing you flat wash, so I can use the white paint, and I'm gonna recreate these birds with the white paint, which is not a problem. Okay, so now let's go into the water. Let's go. Let's create the water. A little bit Prussian blue, and I will keep my brush here, right? And I will drag it like this. Drag it like this and let the paint come, right? And if you want to go back, if you have a problem coming here, you can always start from here also. Here, whatever you feel comfortable, you just go drag your brush. You don't need to push the brush. Other, if you push the brush, it'll be very flat wash. So you just go touch the brush and go like that. Go like this and create a nice sparkle on the water, the dry brush marks. That if you don't like it, you can just you can go over it and take out this dry brush mark. That's fine too. Okay, so here, right, the water is done, and the I will go clean my brush again. I don't want to use this brush color again. I'm gonna grab my other round brush, which is I don't need to work with the big brush here, and I will get some sepia color. I have a yellow ochre and raw sienna. Actually, yellow ochre is gone. I only have a raw sienna, so which is fine. I can use the raw sienna, and I put some sepia color, raw sienna, and I can put some cadmium yellow in it. Beautiful mixing colors is the most important, like I said, another important thing in a watercolor. So here let's put, if you want to make it more intense, the ground color, then you can put some more cadmium yellow, but I wouldn't recommend. Put some little bit more French ultramarine if you need more kind of a dark ground color. So here now I got a beautiful, see that is so dark, right? I put a little bit color here, so it seemed like it's a dark, right? So what I will do, I will get some cadmium yellow, put in it, and I will make it lighter, change the consistency of the color. And I'm not going to paint in the bird, and keep the foam at the edge of the water. I will keep this foam here because I need this white to create some foam of the water. And here, let's go quick because we don't have time to start the class a little bit late. Okay, here, done. Dry brush marks, dry brush mark, dry brush mark, dry. Oh, I spilled some water there. So that create a problem. So now see that this is a very good example of they call cauliflower. I call it texture, but it's in the wrong place, wrong time. Now I ruin this wash just by putting a drop here. You need to be very careful. I I can fix it when it's dry. If you try to fix it now, it will become a mess. So you don't want to touch this. Let it sit, and I will show you how to fix this later in the painting process, right? Let's leave some white dry brush. Let's keep these birds open. Same idea here, apply here. Here, keep it, keep the white of the paper, same thing here. Okay, done, right? And I will go with my small dragger brush because it's time to do some jewelry work. And I will get some nice sepia color, mix it up with the French ultramarine, and put right on the wet into wet, right? Let me put the picture on the screen so we can see what we're doing. Let's get this. There you go. So here I'm gonna start putting vaguely just a little bit so it I can see that the color is very dark. So I will put some orange color in this dark color and get a nice light brown color because it's already now I can have some beautiful color here. Nice, that's how you get a different color, right? If you think, oh, I don't have the brown color, yes, you have a cadmium orange, right? And you have a French ultramarine, you have a cadmium red, you can make your own brown color, not a problem. Okay, let's put some dark. This is a time to play with your painting. Just relax, and because the basic washes are done, now it's time for you to do some small work. So here, the boulders. I will create a hold it here, there, with the dry brush mark. A little bit goes here, and some are sitting here at the edge. So I will go because I'm assuming the light is coming from here, right? So I will put some dark value at the edge where the light is going less, and put some like a little bit dots also. So create a uneven surface on these rocks. And a little bit here and there. Let's grab some more. See, this time I'm using the sepia color straight from the tube because it's okay. And you can mix it up with this brown color, put some French ultramarine, and you get a beautiful dark gray color. You can use that also, which is not a problem. And just drop a little bit droplets into the wet into wet, and it create a nice, beautiful texture of the boulders. And here, let's go here a little bit. Okay, if it is too dark, you think, okay, it's too dark, then you can go put another wash here and let it you know make it more dark. It's fine. You can go and put another wash here. Like, I won't be deleting the previous wash. I can put another wash here like that, a little bit more streaks type of strokes, and then like that. And I will keep my other layer open, although I'm making this a little bit more dark, the beach, or but I'm keeping that layer open all the time. So I will never delete that layer which I started with. A little bit graded wash here, soft edges, graded wash, whatever you call. A little bit here, there. Okay, and I will put some purple color. Let's mix purple because it's too much blue brown. So let's get some. I have a nice Prussian blue. I mix it up with just put a little bit cadmium red. You can, if you want to mix a nice purple color, then you can use a rose madder. Rose madder works beautiful with the purple color. So you can use the purple color by mixing rose madder and the cerulean blue or Prussian blue. A beautiful soft type of you will get a nice beautiful soft type of purple color here. Let's get this little bit this foam casting a little shadow, so I will put a little bit dark value here on these edge of this water. Okay, let's get this. Two lines are very straight, so I want to just get this and get some French ultramarine, mix it up with the purple color, and I will put a little bit on the edge of this shoreline or beach, whatever you call that. It brings some more contrast in the painting. All right, let's, oh, I get into the test area. It's okay. Now let's grab some dark color again, put some here, there. Let's make these boulder look more nicer. Now see, the wash is drying, right? Now this is your time, your chance to create more soft values here, edges or anything that it drying. So once it's dry, then your chances will be gone to create a nice texture of the boulders. Or so this is the last chance for me. Otherwise, what I can do, I can go put some water, and then I can start working on the other another layer, but which I don't want it. I just want to finish this painting quickly. So here they're done. You can put some here also in the water if you want more. If you have time or something, you can put these a little bit in the water also, a little bit here there, which is fine, like that. And then you can grab some nice orange color, cadmium orange, and then you can put some on the top also, so it create an like a little bit light effect, and it give you a nice like a boulder's look in the water. There you go. So done, and then I will drag my brush at the edge of this the boulders and create a nice shadow, like a reflection in the water. Just a drag a little bit, and it create a nice reflection in the water because of the wash is spill into the uh, underneath. If you do the same thing on the top, it will create a wash. The wash will go up. So I don't need to. I don't want it to go up. I would just want to go down. So you just go with the very light with the water, and then it will go. It will go down where the water is there, right? Okay, so I'm done now. Let's do the seagulls. Meantime, while this painting is drying, so and I got this nice white color, beautiful titanium white. It's called white. Just a poster color, basically. If somebody don't know what I use previously here, that's what I use basically here. It's called poster color, made by a company called Shine Hand or something, and that's a poster color. Okay, I use it all the time. It works really good with the white. You can use the tube also, but this is much less expensive as compared with the tube. So I will go and create these birds. See the light color there, so it doesn't show too much. So what I will do, I'm gonna bring some dark color and create some the the casting shadow under the wings, so it can show that these are the we can see these birds, right? I don't we don't see it right now because it's the background is so light. That's how you when you are working that type of painting, if the background, try to put these white objects on the dark surface, right? Dark surface, it shows right away. Or if it is not helping, then you need to go with the other technique that create the volume or depth into these birds. So what I will do, I will keep this. Let's get my paper towel in my hand and see the purple color I have from the previous mix. Not too diluted, not too much watery brush. So I'll clean my brush and I will put a little bit underneath the wings. So if it is not dark enough, you can get this dark color here mixed with the French ultramarine, and you get a nice dark gray color. You can use that also, or you can use the sepia, but mix it up with the other color. Then I will put a little bit here, too dark. Then I will mix with my purple color, and then I will put another here, there, this one. just underneath the wings, right? You don't need to do a complete, just a little bit grayish color underneath the wings. With the fine brush, if you have a liner brush or a small brush, you can use that also. Okay, there you go. And this one here also, I put one here. And the one they are sitting on the shoreline, so I will put these also. Let's make them a little bit gray belly because the light is coming from here. And the shadow, you don't want to go exactly where they're sitting. Just go a little bit down because they have the claws and everything, which I'm not drawing because they don't need to. And just go with the little bit up or down, right? Keep some space in between, so it shows automatically they are they're the claws, which is it's not showing. Or you can put a little bit mark here like this, and create the claws also. Very light purple color I'm going to put at the tip of the wings. Some seagulls has a little bit black color on their, make it more realistic type of birds, right? And then I will keep this shadow, casting shadow here. So done, almost there. And I will go make this tip of the wings also a little bit darker, create some more interest or more realistic type of painting. So that's it, done. You want to go, if you, let's say we have time, and then you have time, you can put some little bit dark value here with this color, remaining color, right? Like I have this dark, you can make some mountains here, balance the painting. If you think it's better for your composition, you can put some mountains here like this. And I will keep this white, the dry brush marks of the of my uh, from the previous wash. I'll keep those, and then I will keep going, and I will keep it a little bit shallow, and let it disappear like atmospheric perspective. And then I will keep it very light, like here. Graded wash, right? Apply here. Dark, it get darker, and then it will become lighter, and then it will disappear, create a nice atmospheric perspective. There you go. And if you want, you need to get more contrast in these, which I don't. Just put a little bit dark value here and there with the French ultramarine and previous brown mix, and then you put a little bit here at the edge, create more, like a rough type of uneven edge surface, by just dropping this color, right? And then if you want more light, you can put some cadmium orange in it and make it more like, more orange type, which I don't know, I wouldn't be worried about too much. But if you want that type of person, you need more contrast, you like to play with the colors, you can always put some orange color where the light is coming. Or you can go with the cadmium yellow, you can put some cadmium yellow also. This is fine. Here, a little bit cadmium yellow. It create a beautiful light on these boulders at the in the far distance, right? A little bit here. The only at the edge where the light is coming from. If you put it here, then it's not going to look very good because the light, we're assuming the light is coming from here. So you want to put at this edge because they are exposed to the light, and it will create a nice texture also, because the cadmium yellow is spilling on this brown mix, and it create a beautiful. I will zoom it in. I will show you what it does, so you can see it. Such a beautiful effect here. I will pick up this paint a little bit, dry my brush. Make sure your brush is very dry, and I will drag my brush and keep it a little bit more like a straight surface, and that's it. Now the last thing I want to do, I want to make a little bit crushing waves here, right? Crushing waves. I get some white, very thick white, very less water. You can keep brush here and just drag it, just create a nice dry brush mark, so you can create a nice let me zoom in actually a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's put this here. Okay, now I go get color, white color, and then you keep your brush, right? Keep your brush, and then you drag it. Very less water in the brush. Just go a little bit here and there. Just create a nice, and then you can go inside the water also. Like you can create more waves or something like that. And then I will go get some more very dry with less water in it, and you can create some more but I wouldn't do too much, otherwise it will be it'll show, right? Like you do too much. And here, let's put some here also, and that's it. I don't want to do too much. This is an alternative way. Without going a dry brush marks, I can go with this white color and get this uh, type of work with this. So here, let's keep the painting here. Let's zoom in, zoom out here. Okay, zoom out a little bit more, and I will go. I don't like this. Honestly, I don't like this. The boulders are too dark, so I will put glaze it with the cadmium orange, which we did here, or I can use some cadmium yellow and glaze it a little bit more, kind of a light coming to these boulders. Let's put a little bit cadmium yellow here, there, a little bit here. You can put some water and then you can introduce some colors also, which blend in very nicely. So I will put a little bit water and then you spill some cadmium yellow in it. If you want a more light and more texture on these boulders. Okay, I'll keep some French ultramarine very diluted with the water, and I will put it here a little bit, casting shadow of these boulders, right? Like a little bit, create more, like want to bring some blue color here because it's dark brown, and a little bit, lastly a little bit green color, right? A little bit green color, put it here at the edge shoreline where the waves are crushing. You can create more beautiful green color here at the shoreline. A little bit, not too much. If you do too much, it will be it will show right away that and I will put some here also. There you go. Very light brush strokes. You don't need to go too much. Mix it up with the uh, purple or blue color and create this green color, a little bit more toned down. There you go. I don't want to go too much, otherwise it'll be a problem. So that's it. And a little bit here, a little bit dark value because the water gets darker as it goes farther. So I will put a little bit dark value here at the edge. There you go. I think that's enough. You can do so much. You can relax. You can keep working on the painting more and more. Now see that this cauliflower I think is it's dry now. I can go put some white of the white paint and you can create some like like a little bit clouds or something here and there, more clouds, and that cauliflower will be gone from your painting. A little bit here, the clouds are coming from the other side. You don't need to put in the middle, just put a little bit here from the outside of the painting coming inside. And I will put a little bit here also because I spilled some water here also. Okay, and again get some nice purple color, which is the any gray color will work, and then you put it right here underneath this the the cloud that you put. Just a little bit underneath. You don't need to do a complete, you're casting shadow of the light because the light is coming from here, and then you go make it a little bit more soft, and that's it. Cauliflower gone, right? Let me just zoom in so you guys can see what I did here today. Let's get this out of here, my palette. Here, let's keep it. Let's remove the painting from the here. Let's get this out of here. All right, let's go zoom in. Be careful with these phone cameras are okay. So this is what happened today. This is the painting of the day. Again, let me go down here. Let me recap it quickly so everybody understand if somebody joined late. So flat wash, graded wash, very graded, like 3 4 colors mixing on the wet into wet, right on the paper. Dark value, light value, dark value, light value. Graded wash, value study here with the pencil, with the monochrome, and then I show how to mix color, right? Right on the paper, or you can do it right, you know, on the painting also, but this is much easier. Cadmium red with the Prussian blue, some purple. Then I put a cadmium yellow and mix it up with the Prussian blue. It become a beautiful green color. And I keep the yellow. I didn't mix so much, so I have the red. I have the Prussian blue. Now here is green. This is a secondary, primary color green, secondary. Then cadmium yellow is a primary. Then it's orange color secondary, and then again the primary color, which is the red color. So this is, you need to work on this stuff over and over. Make sure that you understand and have a very good practice on this stuff, right? And then I did the shape, the circle, and I left some white of the paper, which is a highlight, and I'm assuming the light is coming from here. And then I cast the shadow, right? It create a more depth, more volume in your painting by doing this. And I put some French ultramarine, mix it up with the cadmium orange, and it create a nice contrast and depth into my painting. And then I kept these seagulls, which I draw earlier. Before you go here, you need to draw, right? You know how to draw these type of birds, or boulder is not a problem, background is not a problem, water you don't need to sketch, but these are, you need to sketch. So you do, and I kept it white of the paper, just to practice. If you draw something, just go do negative painting, because they call negative painting because the background is negative and whatever you see in the subject is positive. That's what I would call the background painting instead of negative painting. So keep that white of the paper. Try your best to keep the white of the paper. White of the paper. This is very important. And then I do the value study, that where the light is coming from here. Dark value underneath the value, because it's more exposed here, so it's white here, and then underneath the body of this bird, it'll be a dark. So that's how you create more volume. Same thing apply here. And then I go to the painting. I sketched it vaguely. I put some birds here. I create the horizon line a little bit above the center part. If you want, fine, you can put in the center. People said it's a boring composition when you put in the middle. I'm okay with that. That's not a problem. If it works for you, please go ahead and do. There's no fixed rule here. And then you do the foreground a little bit. I put some French ultramarine, mix it up. If you don't have a brown color, you can always mix brown color by mixing blue color. If you have a cobalt blue, ultramarine, French ultramarine, with the cadmium red, and then you push a little bit more. If you have a cadmium orange, you can get a beautiful brown color, right? You can get brown color in so many ways. This is a one way of getting a brown color. Here I put some dark value to create a light, and dark color here, light color here. It create a nicer light effect. And then I did the waves with and I fixed this painting with the white. Put some clouds here. I drip the water, and it creates some texture on the paper, so which some people they don't like it. It was in a wrong spot anyway. So I put some clouds and I create some volume again. Just put a little bit gray color underneath the clouds, and it create more volume, more depth into your painting. So here, flat wash in the sky, flat wash here, and the practice flat wash here. Dry brush marks right on the water. Some flat wash, some dry brush, some variegated wash with the green color, right? And lots of variegated wash, soft edges, hard edges, and yeah. And the bird, I kept it open as we practiced earlier, and I create a little bit casting shadow because the light is coming from here. And I put some little bit dark value underneath the body of these birds, and it create more depth into. Otherwise, it will be submerged into the light wash in the background. Okay, so let's wind up this class here today. And like I said, this is the last class of the winter, and the next session will be a spring session, and I will start the three subject matter into my watercolor class next from spring. It will be seascape, cityscape, and a landscape. All three I will alternatively bring subject every week, and then we can practice to do these three type of subject, right? Like cityscape, what's involved, what do you need to know before you go, what city seascape if you're painting, what do you need to know before you go and paint, and the landscape, which I did so many in winter, so we're gonna do a little bit less. The spring session I will do more cityscape. So cityscape I did very less in the winter session, so we will cover more cityscape in the spring session. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week again in the spring session. It will be a first class, it will be a spring class, number one for the watercolor. Okay, thank you, and please, if you didn't subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon button so you can be notified when I'm on live or I upload a new video to the channel. Thank you.